Hi guys, this is Jared. So I just tried to upload this video to promote Rose Icke 3, and I used a tiny bit of a clip of David Icke from one of their last videos, the one that Brian Rose shared some videos and said that we could share them to the best of my knowledge. So I shared a tiny clip of David Icke talking about love, because according to the BBC, the man's filled with hate speech, which means they probably haven't even listened to a word the man has said. Because if that man talks about hate speech, right, I've got 20/20 vision. So I just uploaded it, and suddenly, literally within seconds, it's banned. And we have an email from YouTube, and they are blaming London Real for the banned bit of footage. Now, if I'm away under fair use, you are allowed to use 30 seconds. And it was about 30 seconds, it wasn't long, it wasn't a lot of footage at all. You're allowed to use 30 seconds for commentary and basically for talking about something that's news and current affairs. Well, it's been on the BBC News website, so I'm assuming it's commentary, news and current affairs. Don't know why that's happening, because there are other sites that have shown the interview by other people. So I don't know if something I've done, or if it's whether or not something's happening because of the timing of this, because obviously it's happening tomorrow. But here's the rest of the video. You make of it what you will. Love you very much, guys. Take care. Ask who I'm speaking to, please.
India. Bracelets.
Since 2013, we have been given messages from the spirit world through psychic communication, dreams, and personal experiences, which have been validated through numerous paranormal sessions.
My brother Jonathan
and a group known as the Council of 12 have given us predictions, guidance, and information surrounding everything from ufology, spirituality, to politics and ancient history, all of which we have investigated to the best of our ability. Throughout this quest, your contribution has been vital to our work. So if you find this video useful, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, join the conversation in the comment section below. You are the ones that help us along this journey. We are so grateful for everything you have given us. So join us on our quest into the cutting edge of research, and welcome to the Paranormal Now Investigations.
Hi guys, this is Jared from Paranormal Now, and this is going to be quite an interesting video. I did a session last Thursday where I asked about several things that were going on in the world right now. And I asked them specifically, I believe the person I was speaking to was my brother, and I asked them specifically about David Icke and Brian Rose. And if you don't know about it, let me give you a bit of background. David Icke is a, for lack of a better word, conspiracy theorist type speaker, person and writer. Used to be a footballer, used to be a journalist for the BBC, was a political activist for the Green Party, and then had this awakening in 1991 where he went a bit crazy on the Wogan show. Was then led to different things around the world and gave insight into where the world was going, and published that in several books and several talks. I was getting insight when this virus hit, that there was a virus, that it was natural but affected by man, and there is evidence now starting to surface about that. David Icke didn't believe there's a virus, and he outlines a way that this all could be manipulated without a virus, and I can understand that point of view. I can understand where he's coming from. I don't agree with it, but there's a lot of stuff for what he said I do agree with, like for example 5G masts being put up around the country, sprouting up like goodness knows what. But I know there's enough happening out there that makes me worried about it, especially with people speaking out, the ability it has for mass surveillance, and the fact that like a TV host, Eamon Holmes in the UK, was silenced just for saying the line that the mainstream media shouldn't just take a government line, which is what the mainstream media does all the time. Brian Rose is an ex-banker. One of the reasons why I appreciate Brian Rose, because he came from that background and he has that kind of veneer about him. He has that kind of, he's come from that background. And what I find intriguing about Brian Rose is when I looked at London Real a few years ago, I didn't enjoy it. It just didn't resonate with me. I didn't really get what they were talking about, and they were talking about a lot of different things, and I understood that it was coming from a good sentiment, but I just didn't connect. I didn't connect with it. But I could see the transformation that was happening with these conversations. It was happening before my eyes. I've been through that transformation myself. The first interview had 6 million views that he did with David Icke. The second interview was the second largest YouTube live stream of that day, and it was pulled within 40 minutes and subsequently ridiculed. Icke has now been taken down from Facebook. LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. have all attacked Brian Rose and London Real, and he's come back fighting. Because this is a freedom of speech issue. This is a freedom of expression issue. And I was brought up brought up with a couple of things. One was to respect a policeman, something I no longer do, because of the amount of police brutality I've seen on the streets, especially during the fracking protests. The second thing I was brought up to do was respect that even though people might have different opinions to me, they have the right to express them. And that right is being denied. So they've built their own platform. And they're looking for 1 million concurrent views. So I asked Spirit about this. This is what they said. I want to ask about the David Icke London Real. Dr. Butar stuff that's been coming out. And if you have any messages regarding that, please.
Also, if you're members of the Oval,
Yovel, you've mentioned this before. Transcribes. Oh, what was that?
no,
Satellites.
manufactured
Now they've talked about the Grady Oval before. I believe that this is part of something that's going to shake loose, because it's challenging people's world views, it's challenging their beliefs. And once one belief is challenged, it's a domino effect. And this is what I believe they're saying in this, is it's the spark that lights the fuse. Because if enough people see this interview, what they say next will meet resistance.
Positive, very positive. Alive effect.
Maybe she'll be better then.
Now they make reference to the cow. In one of our previous Now investigations, this is another reference to the cow.
Who are you?
Men, white, work from high.
Are you from
Thank you.
Are you from our time?
He did put us right up.
Where are you now?
The sources don't know. Some of the local.
Can you see us?
What did you say?
An answer
Whether business was bad or not, they were. There's just a bit of.
He's just been giving us the messages.
Someday, and I won't repeat them.
Which I've encountered in the series.
Now, me and Richard are in disagreement slightly with this because the cow represents the false idol, but in a biblical sense. But if you look at it in a totem sense, as in like spiritual symbolism, the cow represents fertility, it represents the land, it represents Mother Earth, and it represents nature. So I think there's actually a way both of these could be true. The first thing is it's bringing to bear the worship of the false idol, i.e. money, the economy, the mindset that business is everything. Okay? The mindset of if you have more, you're worth more. That's the mindset it's bringing up. But it's also showing the flip side of that, which is nature. There's no absolutes here, guys. I have worked psychic lines for literally, right? I have worked psychic lines for the last 7 years. And the thing I've learned from doing those lines is the amount of people that just haven't got the ability to make an informed choice of what to do with their lives, how to talk to people. It's sad. And all I've had to do, I haven't had to be psychic. All I've done is just talk them through it. Excuse my dog in the background, that's our bagel, love her. All I've had to do is talk people through it. All I've done. And people have come back to me and said, you've changed my life. And all I've done is have a conversation with them. Just said, have you started looking at it? And it's not because there's anything special about me. It's because that's what people have done for me. That's what it came down to. Is having a conversation. So, on Sunday at 5 o'clock, a conversation is going to take place. A conversation that has been banned by YouTube, has been ridiculed by the BBC and Sky News and the mainstream puppet masters and all these crap that they spout out. Let's say it's hate speech when all it talks about is love, understanding and different ways of looking at the world, while they show pictures of fucking dead kids and it's a conversation between two people. That conversation within the last couple of months has been banned because it was getting so much traction. And people say, oh, it's because it's dangerous. What's being said there is dangerous. And I can see from a certain point of view that if you're trying to get the population to do a certain thing, then it could be dangerous. But then I ask myself, are we that far gone that we can't look at conversations and make informed choices for ourselves? That we have to be denied that opportunity by organisations that, you know, we pay for, especially in Britain. We pay for it. So the next bit that it says here is that the more that we now start to resist, the more that these forces will push back. I feel awfully emotional. What's happened? What's wrong?
You virtually is.
What's happened? Who lied? Now, a lot of stuff that people have had through ITC has proven wrong. This, I'm putting out there as a little bit of a test. Because I'm saying that I'm putting out an appeal to everyone who sees this video to watch that conversation. Just give it 15 minutes. And just start to think about, really question everything that's happening around you at the moment. Look into the eyes of those you hold dearest and see yourself reflected in them. And ask yourself the question, who has the power to guide my own destiny? And you can only come to the answer that that person is you. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I love you very much and we'll speak to you again soon.